question that sea level is rising. NASA can measure it from space, but what are we going to do about it?
But for my people and all of those who live on low-lying atoll islands, we are at the front line of this global calamity, with the very real possibility that our islands, our livelihoods, our homes, our identity as a people and as a culture may indeed cease to exist well within the century. We will build up those islands we can. We cannot build up all of the islands. Relocation, and so when I talk about relocation, a lot of people jump and said, oh, you'll become climate refugees. I said, never. We will never be refugees. And this is when I started talking about the concept of migration with dignity.
There's also the possibility of floating islands in Kiribati waters. A Japanese company is developing massive so-called floating lily pads that could house up to 30,000 people each. But priced in the billions, Tong says his country couldn't afford them without international help.
And that is an out-of-the-box solution. It seems so science fiction at the moment. But if you don't have a choice, we bought land in Fiji. And I remember everybody came to me, the media, oh, you bought land to transport all of your people. I said, no, the Fijians won't like that. The way I've explained it, I said, no, we're not going to move to Fiji. What it is it's an investment in the future.
Today, Kiribati bought nearly 6,000 acres on the island of Vanuatu. The president says the land will be used for agricultural purposes for now.
On the polar bears having trouble with the melting of the ice. And so I said, yes, we sympathize with the polar bears, but don't forget.
And during that time, he has, I suppose, gradually led the world to understand just what his country and other low-lying countries, such as Tuvalu and the Marshall Islands, are facing with climate change.
The scientists say Kiribati will be under the ocean in 30 years' time. The big problem is that the seas are getting higher. So what do you think? Will we have to leave?
What does Father say?
He says he didn't believe it. There is a promise from God to Noah that the last flood was the last one, and there will not be another. And that's the truth that Father told them yesterday, that God has promised.
Politically in Parliament, they said, oh, this president doesn't believe in God because God has said there shall be no more flood.
Kiribati is a highly religious society, and Tong's claim that the country is disappearing has generated a backlash. Yobite. He's declared war against the rising tide, building a seawall and then standing guard over it every evening.
I don't know why the waves are getting higher. All I know is that I can see that they are getting higher and my trees are dying.
Yobite is typical of Tong's constituents. He knows little about the science and politics of climate change, just what he sees happening around him. He's heard that his island may soon be underwater and that his president says his family will have to leave. Yet he doesn't seem worried.